Some of the following audio used in this video was edited to have no lyrics for ambience and or renamed for the reconstruction of a fanfiction. The following tunes were actually performed by Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath, Aerosmith, Ozzy Osbourne, and Warrant. Original albums are owned under the label of Geffen, Vertigo, Epic, CBS of the US, and Columbia Records. Please support the official release.
Chapter 6, and then they met. Ooh, this is it!
Derpy, no spoilers!
Sorry, don't know what went wrong.
Thrash spent 2 hours in the Museum of Ponyville, looking at the various artifacts from the past in its history section. He exited the museum happy and refreshed with knowledge.
Oh, nothing like a museum to start the adventure,
he said as he trotted away from the building.
Now what does a colt have to do to get a drink around here?
He looked around and realized he had no idea where he was or what he was looking for. He grumbled to himself.
This is exactly why I hate exploring alone.
He saw another pony walking down the path towards him. She was a purple mare with a pinkish mane. She had a saddlebag filled to the top with a variety of fruits and vegetables. Her cutie mark had 3 happy sunflowers. With no pony else around, he ran towards her, hoping to be pointed in the right direction.
Excuse me, I'm kinda new here. Where can I get something to drink that's both cheap and refreshing?
The stranger stopped to think.
Well, I don't know about cheap, but there is a cider bar over there. I've only been there once, but it had some decent beverages,
she said with a smile.
Thank you, Miss...
Cheerilee. It's Cheerilee.
Of course. Thank you, Miss Cheerilee.
He started his way towards the cider bar.
Wait, do I know you from somewhere? You seem familiar.
Thrash began to get nervous. If his cover was blown, there goes his perfect day.
Oh, no! Like I said, I'm not from around here. You must have me confused with some pony else.
He said nervously with a squeeze.
Maybe you're right. Sorry about that.
Miss Cheerilee continued her way down the trail. Thrash sighed with relief and proceeded to the cider bar. The room was dimly lit, with one customer sitting at the counter. He proceeded to the counter and sat next to the stranger. Now seeing that there were no fans around to bug him, he politely removed his glasses. Applejack stared at the white colt that sat next to her. He was wearing a dark blue outfit with a red vest, and his eyes were ruby red. She couldn't recognize him at all. He clearly wasn't from Ponyville. He looked very confused. Thrash had no idea what to order.
What'll it be?
Said the chubby gray mule behind the counter. He didn't seem happy. Most likely because it was a slow day. At least he had no idea who Thrash was. He looked at the menu hanging above. He wasn't in the mood for water, and would try anything at this point. He then noticed the wooden mug by the pony next to him.
I'll have what he's having,
he said. The mule left to get his beverage. The other pony perked up and looked at him. Applejack felt insulted by his remark. And just what do you mean by what he's having? Do I look like a colt to you? Thrash had no idea what he had said.
I wasn't being observant at that time, but...
Well, the nerve of you!
I never got to look at your face is all.
So, you're saying my face is the only thing that makes me look like the mare I am? And then what about this mane and tail style? You ever seen a colt wear that?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have.
His response intrigued her. Really?
Yeah. When you've been on the road as long as I have, you tend to see some really crazy things along the way.
He chuckled a bit. The waiter set a wooden mug of warm apple cider in front of him.
3 bits,
he said. Thrash paid him 3 bitcoins and went back to talking to the pony next to him.
Then again, I'm not from here.
You're still a jerk.
I've been called worse.
He looked into the mug of hot brown liquid. He had no idea what he just ordered. He slowly dipped his hoof into it. Applejack saw him repel quickly after he burnt his hoof in the hot apple cider. What in tarnation are you doing?
I wanted to stir it up a bit, just to give it some more flavor.
Can't you see the steam? It's obviously a hot beverage.
I've seen cold items give a little fog, but then again, I don't even know what I ordered.
Applejack looked dumbfounded. Are you for real?
Quite sure that I am.
That's hot apple cider you got there. Red delicious flavor to be precise. I'd blow on it before drinking it, otherwise you'll burn your lips off. Thrash blew on the beverage and took a drink. The taste of fruit and spice was tingling on his lips. It was like nothing he had ever tasted before.
Not bad. I might have to get some for the road.
Where are you from, anyway?
Philadelphia.
Really? And I suppose every colt in Philadelphia looks like a mare?
You're still on that?
Well, it would make sense. The length of your mane must have some logical explanation.
I like it long, thank you very much.
Why?
I just do. You don't seem to be a city pony, so you may not know what kinds of looks a pony can have anywhere.
No, I'm not. Nor do I care.
Have you ever been to a big city before?
Yep.
Which one?
Manhattan.
Vacation?
Does the tone of my voice give you any sign that I don't want to talk to you?
Yes, it does, but I do.
What?
It's not every day I get to talk with a complete stranger. But really, were you on vacation?
Why do you want to talk to me?
Why aren't you answering my question?
The reason I was in Manhattan is none of your business. But no, I was not there for vacation.
I was just hoping to get a story is all.
Applejack paused. Who in Celestia's name was this colt?
Hey, can I get a refill for me and her?
Thrash dropped 6 bits on the table, and the waiter got 2 more mugs. Why did you...
I thought we should have something to drink while you told me the story.
I said it's none of your business.
Why?
Applejack grabbed the colt by the collar of his vest with her hoof. Look, you don't know me, and I think you're a weirdo.
I thought you said I was a jerk.
Whatever! The point is, I don't know why you're talking to me, but I want you to stop. She let go of his vest and turned away from him.
I just like talking to you. I wanted to get to know someone new. Perhaps even make a friend.
Applejack froze. What did you say?
That's why I wanted to talk to you.
Was this guy really legit? She took a drink from the mug and took a deep breath. Well, I guess you could say I was in Manhattan for family reasons.
What do you mean?
Well, I wanted to live with my aunt and uncle, but their life was just too fancy for me to handle.
Ouch.
Yeah. What about you?
Huh?
I told you a story about me. Now you tell me one about you. What did you mean by on the road? Thrash had to think very carefully at this point. He looked at the waiter at the end of the counter, who was reading a newspaper. He looked back at Thrash and went into the back room to read in peace with no distraction.
I'm sorry, what did you mean by that?
You said you were on the road, right?
Yes.
You travel alone?
I got 5 other roommates.
You travel with 5 roommates.
In a big vehicle with a lot of space.
What do you do? Thrash choked down the cider and coughed a bit. He quickly pulled himself out of it.
I'm, in the entertainment industry.
Like what? Filmmaking?
Music. I'm a vocalist in a band.
Thrash knew he couldn't hide who he was for long, and he would have his cover blown if she kept asking him questions like this. But he noticed how she never recognized who he was when he removed his sunglasses. Maybe she wasn't a fan, or didn't even know who he was for that matter. So maybe it was safe to tell her who he was. He had to pick into it slowly, though. Really? Have you worked with or met any famous ponies?
I recently worked with a mare named Octavia on an album.
Interesting.
Yeah, we did a duet. Oh, and I met Princess Celestia yesterday.
No kidding. So did my sister. Thrash choked down another sip of cider the moment this orange pony said that her sister was with Celestia yesterday.
What?
Yeah, she was. She went with my friends to go see a concert.
Why didn't you go?
I'm not much of a fan of rock or roll or metal.
So this was a metal band?
Yeah, I forget the name though.
Blank Flank?
Yes, that's it. What? How did you... wait.
What was your sister's name?
When did you say you were with Celestia?
I won't answer that until you answer my question.
She thought that was a bit rude, but there was no other way to get the answer from him. Applebloon. Her name is Applebloon. Why? Thrash remembered Applebloon, the filly without the cutie mark. During the party, she had mentioned her sister, Applejack. Was the pony next to him her sister? Only one way to find out. Well, you gonna answer my question?
Your name wouldn't happen to be Applejack, would it?
Applejack was shocked when he said this. How did you know that was my name? Who are you? Thrash had no way to hide his identity now. The room was empty with just him and her, and she obviously didn't know him, so he might as well confess.
Seems you got me.
What?
First, let me say I feel honored sitting next to the element of honesty.
He knew about the elements of harmony.
I met your sister when I was with Celestia last night. At first, I thought she was the element of honesty, but she corrected me and said it was you.
Okay.
As for who I am, I'm only telling you because there's nobody here that knows who I am.
He cleared his throat as he slowly spoke.
I'm the lead vocalist of Blank Flank.
Beg pardon?
My name is Thrash Trotter.
Applejack couldn't believe what she just heard. You're Thrash?
Yes, please not so loud. If any pony knows I'm here, my cover's blown.
Why are you here? Shouldn't you be with your bandmates or something?
Nah, we're all rehearsed for today. I came to Ponyville to explore a little while we prepared for our show in Cloudsdale.
Well, not that it's any of my business, partner, but I'd say you're taking a huge risk.
I have no risk that should be taken, other than being caught by fans, that is.
But aren't you worried about how your performance will turn out if you don't practice for a show that will be viewed by all the citizens of Cloudsdale?
Nah, we got it under control.
You realize the Pegasus population is huge there. We're talking hundreds of ponies watching you.
I know, maybe even thousands,
he said, clenching his hoofs with excitement. Applejack sighed as she drank her cider. You are something else, son. She stopped him with her hoof. Next thing coming out of your mouth is a smart alecky comeback about my accent. Just keep it to yourself. She lowered her hoof away from his face.
Well, you don't have to be mean about it, nor do I have a problem with it. You seem down. Is something bothering you?
What in Celestia's sake gave you that ridiculous idea? She scolded back at him.
Well, when I entered, you just looked sad and bored is all. You looked like you were feeling alone.
Applejack just looked back at him as he took another drink of his cider. Was I really that obvious?
Those beautiful emerald eyes don't lie.
Beg pardon? Thrash stopped himself. He had no idea what he had just said.
Your eyes, they just look sad.
Do you really think they're beautiful? Thrash was beaten there.
Better than these red frauds on my face,
he said with a smile. Frauds? Those eyes aren't your natural color? She asked confusingly.
Nah, I got my old brown eyes magically colored when I was 14.
Why do that?
I don't know, I just like the color red. I think it's a more soothing color than brown.
Oh.
But anyway, what's got you down?
Well, she was a bit shy. Applejack was never used to talking about her problems, especially when it involved telling them to a complete stranger. Usually I work on weekdays and take weekends off, but my family thinks I work too hard, so they took my alarm clock and made me sleep in a few hours past my usual wake-up time. They made me take a day off, and none of my friends are available because they've got work to do on the weekdays. Thrash felt bad for her.
So you just have no friends to hang with is all?
Well, that, and I was kinda looking forward to working today.
Let me get this straight. You're upset because you got the day off as well? You're calling me the weird one?
Hey, I enjoy my hard work at the apple orchard, thank you very much.
Sorry, I just never thought I'd hear some pony say something like that. Well, except for Rush.
I haven't been out for 3 hours and it's only 10:57 a.m. She looked down at her cider, irritated by the thought as she took another drink. Thrash wanted to do something about her problem. He didn't like seeing other ponies down in the dumps. He took a moment to think.
Have you ever been to the museum?
What? Asked Applejack, lowering her cider.
I mean, you're a resident, and you probably have. I was just curious.
Well, not in a while. Why are you asking?
No reason, I just enjoy going to museums. I always check them out when I'm in a big town like this.
You, an energetic, smart alecky rock vocalist like yourself, are interested in museums? She asked surprisingly as she scanned him from top to bottom.
Well, that and more. I like sightseeing around the local areas. I just like museums for the art, history, and culture. Why so surprised? Did I not look like that kind of cult?
To be quite honest, no, you don't. She gave a little laugh and smile. He just rolled his eyes and smiled.
Anyway, I was just there and they had a display of foreign art that looked pretty, and since you're obviously not doing anything with any pony today...
Thrash, are you asking me to go to the Museum of Ponyvale to see some old foreign craft work?
In a way, yes. I'll even buy your ticket for admission.
Applejack was a little shy, but mostly confused. Who was this colt? First he gets her a cup of cider, and now he's offering to take her to the museum. Was he trying to impress her with his wealth or something? I don't know. Thrash was a bit disappointed. He hated seeing her in this state.
Well, if you don't want to, that's fine. I just wanted to make you happy by being your friend since you had no pony to hang out with.
Maybe he was just trying to be friendly.
Well, I don't know my way around here very well, so I'll be there if you change your mind. It was a pleasure talking to you, Miss Applejack. You take care.
He waved goodbye with his hoof as he trotted out the door. Applejack thought about this colt to herself. He was really nice to her. He was like her other friends that treated her like a sister. And she hadn't been to the Ponyville Museum since she was a filly in school. She finished her cider as quick as she could. Thrash was just walking up the path. He was looking forward to spending more time in the museum. Yet, he couldn't help but feel a little disappointed that Applejack did not wish to join him.
Hey, hold on. Wait a second.
Said Applejack, running down the trail towards Thrash. She stopped right in front of him and caught her breath. Thrash just stared at her.
So, what kind of art did you say was in that museum today?
She said, catching her breath. Thrash smiled.
Just come with me and I'll show you.
He walked toward the museum. Applejack followed him from behind.
Thanks for not using my name in public, Miss Applejack. I don't want anyone to ruin this great day.
Just call me Applejack, Sugar Cube,
she said with a smile. You're a weirdo.
I thought you said I was a jerk.
We're still keeping it this way.